Yeah, you're welcome again to Inside with PT. I hope you have been blessed these past few weeks that we have been looking at the subject matter of marriage. I believe strongly that God wants our marriages to prosper. And if we humble ourselves and we accept all the things that we have been sharing and we put them to work, I'm telling you, your marriage will work. Your marriage will work. Last week, we looked at why is my marriage in trouble? Why our marriage is in trouble? And we looked at so many things, which I'm not going to go into it because of our time. I wanted to go back into the archives and look at the archives, and you see them there. And once again, if you have any questions in this series, please send those questions to us and we'll take time to answer your questions. We talked about 5 things last week. So I continue today with number 6. Why is my marriage in trouble? Tendency to change everyone except yourself. Tendency to change everybody except yourself. I've realized over many years with counseling that when people come to counseling, all they are looking for is someone to tell their spouse to do A, B, and C. They believe that there's nothing wrong with them. They can say, I know I'm not easy to deal with or to work with. Okay, why don't you work on that? Because if everybody works on themselves, I'm telling you, this thing is not as difficult as we think it is. There are times that you hear a message like this and you can go home and tell your spouse and say, you need to listen to Pastor T, what he's saying. I'm telling you, he has a lot to say to men. How about a lot that I've said to women? Have you taken it to heart? If you decide that what you want to do is to change everybody except yourself, it's going to be difficult in marriage. I want you to know one thing, that most times people don't change. Most times people don't change. Let me even say this further. The more you are in a marriage and the more prosperous you become in life, people increase in those bad things that they are doing. A lot of women, they marry projects, like someone said. They marry project. What do I mean by project? A woman will look at a man and say, okay, I know he has this character flaws. I know he has this A, B, and C. But by the time I finish with him, I'm going to build him up and it will be like this. I'm telling you. So what has happened in the past 10 years? How come we have not even dealt with one issue? The truth of the matter is that we can't change ourselves. We cannot change our spouses rather, but we can change ourselves. If we try to change ourselves, I'm sure that those changes in ourselves will probably force our spouses to start to have a rethink in the way they approach and they do things. Number 7, why is my marriage? Lack of appreciation for each other. Lack of appreciation for each other. Every man, every woman loves to be appreciated. Every woman, every man. A home without appreciation is like a slave yard. I've said to my wife many times, I said, you know what? I can pick the big bills in this house, but the least you can do is to say thank you for doing that. Why do you think that, it's a responsibility? I can choose to be irresponsible. So it's the fact that I do it does not mean that I don't deserve some appreciation. When people do things, even though it's their duty, but courtesy demands from you to say thank you. Your husband prepares food for you, your wife prepares food for you, you finish the food and you get up and you can't say thank you. You should be able to say thank you. Thank you. Every pastor, and I say this for the pastors who are listening, deserves to be appreciated. The same way you, pastor, also must appreciate your congregation as well. Because once you do a job or a work or ministry, or you are in a relationship and you are not appreciated, you feel devalued. You feel devalued. So it's important that in marriage we honor ourselves. This is to add value to ourselves. It's to respect each other. It's to admire one another. It's to be, to increase our values for one another when we honor each other, So please, let's honor. Even God honor Jesus. There was a time in Matthew 3:17. He said, a voice came from heaven saying, this is my beloved son, in whom I am well pleased. He didn't have to tell us that, but he told us just to say, I appreciate this, my son. I honor this, my son. It's the same thing with your spouse. If you can't say it well enough, you must constantly say it. Thank you. Thank you. I've never eaten a meal in my house without saying thank you to my wife. In 33 years, it's not possible. It's not that I forgot. It's not possible. I will say thank you. I will say thank you. It's important because it takes time. It takes effort. It takes energy to be able to put the food on the table, and then you finish it and you enjoyed it. And you can't even say thank you. You should be able to say thank you. We should honor ourselves. That's why the Bible says that marriage is honorable and the bed undefiled. There is honor in marriage. Let's honor ourselves. Number 8, why is our marriages in trouble? It's my way or the highway. My way or the highway. This is serious. You may get away with this for a while, but after a while, it erodes your marriage, the joy. Every argument is not about you winning. I've said that a bit earlier. Some people, once they don't have their way, nothing works in the home. Nothing works. Life, God did not create life like that. You cannot constantly have your way every time. I'm telling you. Very soon you will lose your marriage even though you won every argument. So you can't say your way or the highway. There are some things, even with maturity and with leadership, when you bring it to the table, you allow things that you might not even believe in it, but you allow it to pass. You allow it to go. Why? Because you just want to give the other party a chance.
Thank you for watching and listening to Insight with PT, our weekly podcast streaming every week at the same time. Join us next week for the continuation of this program.